everybody, it's Mel. Thank you for joining me today for my Roll of Reads TBR game for the month of May. So a couple of things before I get started talking to you about my TBR. First of all, if you can hear the screaming, that is Baby Book Fiend. They are fine, they're with their dad. I may go and tag team him out in a moment, depending on how long baby is upset for, because Rowan's been on baby duty while I've been filming for a while now, so you know, he needs a break. But anyway, that was number one. So if I go away and come back, and yeah, and then yes, you don't know that I had any other point. Oh yes, basically what I say every time I do any video, anyone that I talk about in this video will be mentioned in the description below, so you can go and check them out if you'd like to. But yes, this is my TBR for the month of May. I will be playing my TBR game Roll of Reads. This is the TBR game that I play every single month in order to pick the books that I will read for the following month. I will link the January video because it has all of the, well, I'll link the playlist which includes the January video because it has all of the new updated rules and everything like that. But a very brief rundown. I have this 20-spaced board and a bunch of different prompt cards, and I place out the prompt cards randomly on my 20 spaces with the exception of the 1, 5, 10, 15 and 20, and I have permanent prompts that go on there. I then take a d20. I roll my d20. I've been rolling it 5 times to choose 5 books. I think I'm going to continue with that because it's still a bit up in the air as to how I'm going, but I might change it for the rest of the year. We'll see. But for the moment it's 5 times, and then whatever number I roll on the d20, I then pick up the prompt on that number. If I roll a 1, that's a punishment. If I roll a 20, that's a reward. And if I roll the same number twice then throughout the game, then that's a punishment as well. So I have punishment cards and reward cards also. But that's a very brief rundown. If you want more explanation as to why things are the way they are and how to play and all of that sort of thing, then like I said, I would suggest going to that January video so you can see all of that. Now I need to run through my TBR from April and see whether I need a reward or a punishment. Now I don't have all the books with me because I'm a bit slack today, so I'll just have to, editing Mel, we just have to put them all on screen. I will just say also that it is the 20th of April, so I've got 10 days left of the month, so I should still be able to read a couple of these books, or at least one. We'll see how we go. So a punishment book to start off for the month of April was Surrender by Bono, which I'm still working on, but it was a punishment, so I'm not counting it anyway for rewards or punishments. Then I got the prompt TBR jar, and so I pulled a piece of paper that had the title of a book out of my TBR jar, and that was The Inheritance of Orchidia Divina by somebody, Zoraida Cordova, and I haven't read it yet. I'm not certain I'm going to get to that one. We'll see. I might be able to, but I'm not sure. Then I got the prompt, the title with more than 10 letters in the title with more than 10 letters in the title, and for that one I chose A Few Right Thinking Men by Solari Gentile, and I haven't read that one either, although I think I'm going to start that one next. I'm hoping I'll get at least halfway through, which is what I need to get in order for it to not count as a punishment, if that makes sense, for the TBR game. Then again, I'm not counting punishments towards whether I get punishments, if that makes sense, but a punishment that I got for rolling a 1 was to read a carryover book again, and that I chose Defiant by Brandon Sanderson, and I'm working on that one. I'm about halfway through. But the Out of Comfort Zone book that I also chose, that was actually the prompt, was The Murderbot Diaries #1, which is All Systems Red, which I haven't read yet, but it's reasonably short, so I should hopefully get to it. I also got the prompt Neurodivergent Rep, which I chose In an Absent Dream by Shauna Maguire, and I have read that one. And I also got the prompt for a project or a goal, and I chose The Song of the Crocodile by Nadi Simpson, which I am part of the way through. So I honestly don't think I'm going to manage all of these books in the month. So I'm going to say that I'm going to take a punishment for the month of April, which means I have to get the punishment before I start my rolls for this month. I have already done the rolls and figured out the punishment, so we're going to go now and see that, and then we'll come back and talk about what books I'm going to pick for the TBR. So we'll pop our rewards and our punishments. And we will shuffle the other prompts. Okay, now we have to pick a punishment, but I'll shuffle them a bit first. Pick punishment. One book must be over 400 pages. Okay, roll number 1 is a 13. Set somewhere you've never been. Okay. Roll number 2. 11. Random genre generator. Alright. Roll 3. 13 again. Okay, that's dangerous. Latinx author. Alright. Roll number 4. Oh, we're liking this row. Unread book from previous TBR, which was suggested both by Meredith from Bin Chicken Books and Victoria from What Victoria Read. So thank you both very much for that suggestion. Alright, and final roll is 19. Phew, we didn't get another 13, and that's a classic. Okay, so as you just saw, the punishment is one book must be over 400 pages long, and the first prompt that I got was set somewhere you've never been. So I'm going to make my punishment that book because I'm going to choose A Court of Silver Flames by Sarah J. Maas. So this is the 4th book in the ACOTAR series, and this one we follow Nesta, which is Freya's older sister. The Court of Thorns and Roses series is a Beauty and the Beast retelling. Well, the first book's a Beauty and the Beast retelling. It's set in it's about a kind of war between Fae and humans, and we follow our main character, Feyre. Feyre's sister, now, Nesta, this is about her. I've heard really great things about this one. I need to read this in order to continue the Crescent City series, which I really want to do. This was sent to me by Ash. No, not Ash. Yes, Ash's Adventures in Books. Sorry, Ash. So thank you very much. It was sent quite a while ago, so I definitely need to get to it. And it is 751 pages long, so it definitely fits the bill. So that is book number 1. It's set in a fantasy world, so I've never been there. Alright, next prompt that I got was random genre generator. So we are going to do that now together, and I am going to screen record and put it up on the screen so that you can see what I get as well. Okay, so as you can see, the prompts are crime/heist, horror, action/adventure, mystery, comedy, fantasy, sci-fi, mockumentary. Oh, this is for film, I think. We might go books. Random genre generator. Okay. I'm going to do it 3 times, partly because I just got Splatterpunk and I don't really know what that is. So 1, 2, contemporary romance, 3, low fantasy, okay, also called intrusion fantasy, in which magical events intrude on an otherwise normal world, places less emphasis on elements typically associated with fantasy, and sets a narrative in realistic environments with elements of the fantastical. Okay, let me think about that. I know, I'm going to put 10,000 Stitches by Olivia Atwater. So this is one of the Regency fairy tale books, and it is the second book. We follow Effie, who has most inconveniently fallen in love with the dashing Mr. Benedict Ashbrook. There's only one problem: Effie is a housemaid, and a housemaid cannot marry a gentleman. It seems that Effie is out of luck until she stumbles into the fairy realm of Lord Blackthorn, who is only too eager to help Effie win Mr. Ashbrook's heart. All he asks in return is that she sews 10,000 stitches onto his favourite jacket. Yeah, so it is set in Regency England, and it involves a fairy world as well, but it's mostly set in Regency England, so I think that fits the bill. So, and I'm excited to read this one. Plus it is 245 pages long, so it's definitely much smaller than a quarter of Silver Flames, which will be needed. Okay, then we got the prompt to read a Latinx author, and for this one I have decided to go with Silvia Morena Garcia's Gods of Jade and Shadow. This one is set in the Jazz Age, but Cassiopeia Tun is too busy scrubbing floors in her wealthy grandfather's house to do more than dream of a life far from her small town in southern Mexico, until the day she accidentally frees an ancient Mayan god of death who offers her a deal. In return for Cassiopeia's help in recovering his throne, he will grant her whatever she desires. Sounds really awesome. I've had this on a couple of TBRs and haven't got to it yet, but that's okay because, you know, I will hopefully read it this month, and it sounds really great. I've loved Silvia Moreno Garcia's other books that I've read, so I'm excited to read this one. Apologies if the light has changed a little bit. This room has a light that turns off when it doesn't sense motion. So anyway. Right, so that was Latinx author. Next up, I got unread book from my previous TBR, and this was a book that that was suggested to me by Meredith from Binge Chicken Books and Victoria from What Victoria Read. So thank you both for that prompt suggestion. I have decided to go with Murderbot Diaries #1 because this is on my current TBR for April, but I just don't think I'm going to get to it, to be honest with you. So I'm going to put it on this TBR because I'm very intrigued to read it. I've heard amazing things about it, so I really want to give it a try. Sorry, Murderbot Diaries follow Murderbot, who is a AI, and they have taken over their processing, and they don't follow orders, and they now want to just watch TV, but they have to sometimes follow orders. Don't really know much more than that, but it sounds very good, and I've heard nothing but amazing things, so I'm intrigued. Sorry, the battery is flashing, so I'm trying to be a bit quick. Then I have, my final prompt is to read a classic, and to be nice to myself, because although actually the rest of the books aren't super long, but Silver Flames will take me a while because it's huge, I decided to go with Peril at End House by Agatha Christie. This is a Poirot mystery, and this is a book that I have not read. A classic I haven't read, and Agatha Christie I haven't read before, so I'm intrigued to read this one. Don't know much about it other than it is a Poirot book, so yeah, I'll see how I like it. And that is everything. Those are all the books that I'm going to read for the month of May. Let me know in the comments below if you've read any of these books and what you thought of them, if you have plans to read any of these books, and yeah, let me know anything else that you'd like to let me know in the comments below. If you'd like to leave me a comment but you don't know what, then leave me the robot emoji in honour of the Murderbot Diaries. But that's everything I needed to talk with you about today, so... no it's not. There's another two books that I need to put on the TBR, I just remembered. Bethany from Beautifully Bookish Bethany, her Patreon book club is This Teller of Small Fortunes. I can't remember the author's name, but it sounds amazing. I'm really excited. It's a cozy fantasy, which I've heard nothing but amazing things about, so I'm really excited to read that one. On hold at the library for me already, so that is one that I'm going to be reading, hopefully in the month of May as well. And then my friend Michelle and I are going to be buddy reading The Wartime Book Club by Kate Thompson, which I'm very excited about. It is, as the name suggests, set in the Second World War in the UK somewhere, and it's about a book club, which it sounds amazing, and I've read the first chapter and I thought it was fantastic, so I'm very excited to actually read it. So let's quickly go through the TBR. My punishment was a book over 400 pages, which I combined with the first prompt, and that was a book set in a world somewhere you've never been. I've never been to this fantasy setting, so that book is A Court of Silver Flames by Sarah J Maas. Then I got random genre pick, and I chose a random genre generator, and you would have seen that, and I got low fantasy, and for that I chose 10,000 Stitches by Olivia Atwater. Then I got Latinx author, and I chose Gods of Jade and Shadow by Silvia Moreno Garcia. Then I got on a previous TBR, and for that I chose All Systems Red by Martha Wells. Then I got classic, and for that I chose Peril at End House by Agatha Christie. And then my buddy read with Michelle is The Wartime Book Club by Kate Thompson, and the book club read for Bethany's patron is Teller of Small Fortunes. Now that's everything I need to talk to you about today. So yes, like I said, please leave me any comments that you want and the robot emoji. And that's everything. So I'm going to go before this battery runs out. Thank you so much for joining me today. I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, I would absolutely love it if you would subscribe to my channel and give this video a thumbs up. And yeah, like I said, thank you so much for joining me today. I really hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you next time.